Hi, this is Diane, Arnold again, and my husband Neal, and my son Zach and Jake. And we are here today to talk with you about a couple of interesting topics that we've been kind of pushing around as a family. And the first thing that we kind of wanted to really bounce off the two of you is, what's been kind of your takeaway during this time that Zach's had more family time than he's usually had. So, what have you kind of learned?
As an adult child coming back home to be with my parents, I experienced a pretty serious bout of vertigo, where all of a sudden everything that I dealt with in middle school just came right back up. Picking up underwear in my room, toothbrush stains in the bathroom, and some advice giving that may have been unwanted about how I should behave at a dinner table, and all things that would probably be important, but the things that weren't important to me at the time being. And I got to practice again being in relationship with people where what is the verse, in love preferring one another. I got a chance to practice that aspect of character in my life.
What is the big takeaway from that side?
The big takeaway is apparently I was less prepared for real life than my parents are willing to admit, based on my behavior. But I think outside of that, it was that you're never too old to receive feedback from somebody, especially if they care about you, and
the grace to get along.
Exactly. And if you decide to not flip out like I tend to do, you can actually get along pretty well with people.
Yeah.
And thank God for Netflix.
Oh yeah, been power watching a lot of television. So.
And it's been good to have him home, right?
Yeah.
Around.
Feels just like college again, except for we're not exactly living on top of each other. So I got to socially distance myself from anything that may have been considered dramatic, but honestly, I mean, it is always good to have family at home. I don't think there's anything really that I would prefer more than to have family around. So I think it's
been sweet.
It's been fun.
We were excited to have you. So
I thought, Jake, you were going to say I got to grow a beard.
It is pretty impressive.
That's a strong show.
Yeah.
So on the topic of being family, so what, Jake, having Zach here, having, the interaction, the connection, what would you think would be kind of a good thing to keep this kind of, behavior going forward?
Gosh, I think everybody's reliance on Zoom stuff and traditions, I think honestly has been just the lifesaver across the board for family relationships. Yeah. I think, when Katie and I first got married, we started talking about our traditions, and I was just like, I don't really have that many traditions, and then they just started to flood into my mind one by one. As you may know this about our family, we never miss a Sunday Mexican meal. So
anointing, it's called.
I truly do treasure the time that we get to spend on a weekly basis just getting together with family. But I think everything that we've done to try to stay connected with our family during it's been cool. I mean, we did a huge, unorganized, chaotic Zoom call for Mother's Day. That was really fun.
Nobody could hear each other.
Yeah.
But everybody talked.
Exactly.
But
everybody was sharing.
Yeah.
Nobody could hear each other, and it didn't help that there were a whole lot of old people that just couldn't hear in general also trying to share.
But,
And Zoom's technology doesn't work when everybody's talking because it's supposed to highlight the box of the person talking. So
everything was yellow.
It's causing it to go in a loop.
But,
yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
And then they tried really hard to have, my brother who's still in DC there for my birthday celebration, but it was good. I liked it.
It was good. Yeah, that's good feedback. And so I guess kind of going forward, Neal, for the rest of 2020, what is a good family goal connection to you kind of look like?
Yeah, for us, I think it's different because their children are adult, and you want to give them their freedom, but you realize how much you miss all the interaction that you used to have when you're under one roof. So, to me, it's probably treasuring the time together, being purposeful about it, but also having a purpose of, really coming together as family in more ways than just to celebrate a birthday or a holiday. It's really spending quality time, ensuring that we honor one another. I think at this stage, you aren't changing diapers, you aren't running them to sporting events, but I realize more and more every year how important it is to ensure that their values and that their understanding of what they're doing and being there just to even answer questions, how important it is to help them with their launch of their lives, separate and apart even from ours.
That's good.
So-
That's
Yeah.
really good.
It's really funny, as a teenager, you're quite convinced that your parents know nothing, but as soon as your washer and dryer goes out and you're an adult, first phone call is to your parents.
Yeah.
My manager used to say it. Between the ages of when I was 16 and when I was 20, my parents really learned a lot.
That's right. That's right.
It was the washer and dryer. It might have just been the name of the repair
Yes.
on my part.
I was gonna say, huh?
It's a great
Hey,
repair.
listen, we
All right.
carried a bunch of wash and dryers upstairs.
Yes, that
they
we
Man.
did. Yes,
Yes.
they did.
Do we have that skill?
Yes. We have really enjoyed being with you today at the Family Collective, and we thank you very much for taking the time and watching us and listening to us. And if you have any questions, that you want to send in that you would love to see answered, I'm not so sure we can answer them,
Right.
but we can sure find some people that can.
Yes.
Bless you. Have a great day.